the WDWL TV multiplex, live from the Sidewalk Studio. We proudly present the pride of the station, the Two Grumpies, starring the grumpy old man. Oh, that would be me. And the grumpy vulture. Come up and take your bow. Oh, very nice, very nice. What have you got? Perfume? Oh my God, what do you got? Chanel number 6.5? Oh God, oh, you stink. Oh, go back in your corner. Oh, I shouldn't even let the camera see you. Oh, Jesus. Oh, we need a little light on the subject. There we go. Grumpy is getting lit. Hey, even better. Greetings, friends. I got to sneak in here. The CEO left early, and they didn't lock the new studio. So, 2 nights in a row, Grumpy gets the broadcast from the Sidewalk Studio. If it wasn't so goddamn cold outside, I would open that sliding door right there. Yeah, we're one step above, the Rockefeller Center. In order for them to do a show outside, they have to walk out in the hallway, go out the exit door, and then go into the common area. Not here. We open that sliding door right there, and we can step right out on the sidewalk. Oh, yeah. Only problem is, I won't be able to be doing those shows on the sidewalk. At least till spring. Although, I don't know if I'm going to risk it, It's going to be bad enough the CEO's going to... He might happen to check my stream and go, oh, that bastard was in the new studio. Oh, well, we're here. We're enjoying it. Oh, did I have a day? They've started this bullshit where every year you have to choose your own utility supplier for gas and electric. And reading their rate charts is like trying to figure out a fucking Chinese jigsaw puzzle. So I did my heat paperwork, and my agent said to me, wait until you get next month's bill before you do anything. I think your contract is getting close to expiration. I was like, okay, so I get my November bill, and I'm looking at it, and the energy company I was with was at $3.19 per million cubic foot. That's what that MCF is. I was like, okay, it hasn't changed. I'll let it roll over. Well, Friday, I get my December gas bill, and I almost had to call EMS in order to get CPR done to bring me back to life. I'm looking at my bill. Now, last month's bill, $86. This month, $225.03. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. In order to get that kind of bill, I'd have to have my furnace set on 100, 24/7. So then I look at the rate. Oh, It went from $3.19 to $9.03. Holy yachabuck. So I called the energy company and I said, hey, am I still under contract? And the girl says, well, give me all your information. I give her my information. And she says, no. You're on a rollover month to month. You have basically, I think it's 45 days in order to choose whether you're going to stay with this supplier or you're going to change. I said, well, you know what? I don't understand how it went from $3.19 last month to $9.03. Well, on the rollover, get this, they put you in a variable. Well, the variable is at $9.03. I told her, I says, you know what? I'm going to change suppliers because I already got a price. Well, they ask you, well, what's the price? I said, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to see who comes up with the best deal. Now, mind you, I was at $3.19, all right? The best deal I had found was $3.10. I wasn't going to tell her that. So she says, we're sorry that we did that to you. I said, well, sorry ain't going to pay the fucking bill. I said, what do you think? Money grows on a tree? I said, I'm on Social Security. It's bad that my medication went up $100 a month. I said, I'm not even going to be able to eat. So she says, let me see what we can do for you here. So, remember, I was at $3.19 before I got fucked. I already had a supplier picked out at $3.10. She comes back and she says, well, the best I can do is $3.01. Well, that was the lowest out of any rate, and it wasn't on the website. So, they've got something up their fucking sleeve. So I says, wait a minute. I said, you went from $3.19 to $9.03. Now all of a sudden you want to keep me as a customer by sticking it in my ass? And she said, sir, I'm trying to do the best for you. Well, $3.01, nobody had that rate. And then you got to watch, because some of them are for 6 months, some of them are 10 months, some of them are for a year. Some of them have no cancellation fee if you decide to cancel like in the middle of the contract. Some are $50, some are $150, some are $200. And then you got, fixed and variable. Like I say, trying to read that goddamn chart is like trying to read a Chinese jigsaw puzzle. So I says to her, I says, well, when will this $3.01 lock in? Because usually it takes a billing cycle. Which means basically I'd have got screwed for another month at $9.03. She says, can I put you on hold? I said, oh, be my guest. So I get put on hold for about 10 minutes. She comes back and she says, if you agree to continue your service with us. I can make this effective immediately. Now, I'm like 3 days into my new billing cycle at $9.03. So I says, is that going to be in writing? She says, oh, yes. You will get a copy of the contract via email. I said, well, do me a favor. Email me the contract. I want to read it first. She goes, well, yeah, we usually don't do that until you commit. I says, if you want me to commit, you'll email me the contract. Well, it's going to be blank. I said, what do you mean it's going to be blank? Well, I can't sign the contract until you agree. I said, let me read it. So she emails it to me. I said, let me put you on hold now. So I'm reading the contract. Everything's copacetic, and it says, effective date, today, at whatever time I agree. So I come back on the phone, and I says, okay, what do I have to go through? Well, it is the stupidest goddamn shit I've ever seen. It's a third-party AI, and it's basically the intermediary for this. This intermediary company is the one basically that wrote the contract. So you got to answer a bunch of fucking questions. So finally we get done. And I says to her, what about this $225 bill I'm sitting on that you guys screwed me over with? I've agreed to continue for a year. Are you going to give me some help? She says, can I put you on hold? Oh, definitely put me on hold. So I'm on hold for like 15, 20 minutes. I thought she forgot about me. She comes back on and she goes, I have my supervisor on the line with us. I says, okay, what's the deal? We'll take 50% off that bill. I says, am I going to get that in writing? Well, oh, yes, sir. I said, send it to me now. I don't do anything on just word. I want to see it in writing. So they emailed it. You know, my bill is going to be like $114.72 or something. I can live with that. It's going to hurt because my last bill was $85. It's going to be, you know, a little more out of my pocket. But they're helping me in order to keep me. So I says, okay, I'll accept your deal. I says, I want it confirmed, though, that we three have had this conversation and you are agreeing to take 50% off last month's bill that you screwed me over with by going with a variable rate. Yeah, you went with the highest goddamn rate you could go. Well, that's done by computer, sir. Yeah, well, your computer isn't aimed at the customer. So I get a confirmation another year with this asshole outfit, but they gave me a rate fixed for 12 months in writing, lower than any rate that was on the chart. So I'm advising everybody out there, check to see when your contract expires with your electric company and your gas company. I already handled the electric. Matter of fact, that was done for me by the agent that did my HEAP application. These utility companies are only out for one thing, their bottom line. And I told both the agent and the supervisor, you know, it would have been nicer to give me a decent rate on a rollover of my contract rather than stick it in my ass with the highest rate. As a matter of fact, this $9 was the highest rate out of any supplier on a variable done by computer. Yeah, bullshit. They were basically hoping I wasn't really going to notice. When you're living on Social Security and you got to watch every penny, oh, I noticed. I opened that bill. I thought I was going to collapse. I said, wait a minute, these numbers can't be right. I watch my thermostat. I make sure. As a matter of fact, when I walk past it during the day, it's a digital. And you got to hit the little button on the top to light up the dial. I check several times a day what the temperature is. There have been, in order to, I would have had to run my furnace at 98 degrees, 24 hours a day, at my old rate, in order to use that much goddamn gas. I was almost ready to call the gas company to come out and check for a leak. Only to find out that they tried to stick it in my ass by giving me the highest rate on the chart. Who in their right mind would pay $9 per million cubic feet for gas? So I'm advising everybody, check your contracts. Read the rates. Do the comparison. We have this stupid apples to apples, the most ridiculous website name I ever heard. But it gives you all the rates, and it's amazing how many goddamn gas suppliers are out there. Jesus. And you got, first of all, if the print got any tinier, I'd need a magnifying glass this fucking big to read it. And then you got to watch. Is it a fixed? Is it a variable? And they go by 3 months, 6 months, and a year. Oh, some of them go 10 months. You have to literally study that chart in order to get yourself the best deal. Now, in the past, when I would go get my HEAP done, the agent would do everything. Well, now they're limited. They can only do one utility. Even that makes no sense. You're there. You got the chart open. No. So I took care of the electric. And I got a good deal on the electric. As a matter of fact, it was lower than what I was paying on the old contract. So in order to save yourself grief and aggravation, check when your contract expires. And then read that chart and read it and read it and read it to make sure you're getting the best deal and you're staying away from a variable. Because as you can see, their variable went from $3 to $9. And you know, I feel sorry for senior citizens that don't understand this new bullshit of picking a utility company. You know, back in the day, when you moved into a house or an apartment, we had one electric company and we had one gas company. You call the electric company, said, turn me on. You call the gas company, turn me on. Not today. And the gas company, who used to be Dominion, now it's some bridge. Goofy as a turnpike bridge, ending bridge, some bridge. If you call them, they cannot make a choice for you. I tried. I says, hey, who would you suggest? I can't do that. It's, well, you're on a recorded call. If the agent that you're talking to suggests somebody, she could lose her job. They're no help. All they do is tell you to go to the Apples to Apples website, and you have to pick. And in order for me to get $3.01, I had to do a 12-month. I don't like doing 12 months. I would rather do 6 through the winter. Because I barely use any gas in the summer. The only gas I use is for my water tank. I got an electric stove. That's why I make sure I check the electric first. Because I got an electric stove. And electric stoves aren't cheap to run. I feel sorry for my sister. She's got an electric house. Everything. Her heat, her hot water tank, her stove, everything is electric. I would hate to pay her bill. Although she's lucky, her attorney does everything for her. He peruses the best electric deal for her. But the average senior, they don't understand this shit. So, Grumpy is advising everybody out there, and do it tomorrow. Write it down right now. Make a note. Stick it on your mirror in your bathroom. Check my contract for utilities, unless you've already done it. Otherwise, you'll get screwed. because they will do the same thing to you as they did to me. They will bump you into a variable with the highest rate possible. To go from 3 to 9, holy fuck. Luckily, evidently, they must have screwed a lot of people over, because they're not going to make a deal unless they're losing people. Because when they come back and they said, well, we'll eat 50%, I wanted it verified that I could print it out and hold it in my hand. And I'm getting a new bill. Because I demanded it. I said, just because you're telling me you're going to eat half this, I want you to notify the toll bridge, lift bridge, whatever bridge, that I need a new bill. Because I got the bill Friday. So I'm going to give them until like the middle of next week to correct the screwing that I got. But I guarantee you, they're not going to do this with everybody. They learned real fast. You don't piss off the grumpy old man. I'm like a saber-toothed tiger when you piss me off. You give me this, oh, we can't send you the contract until you sign it. No. You put it in writing first. And then I'll put you on hold. While I make sure all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed. And then after I agreed, I told them, good. Now email me the contract that I agreed to with my electronic signature. So they emailed it. Then when the supervisor agreed to eat 50% of the bill, I said, fine, email it to me. I want it in writing. That way, if you decide you're going to try to screw me again, I got proof. Don't let them push you around, people. They don't care. They're making their money. You know, all you are is a goddamn dollar sign to them. That's all you are. You know, had they not agreed to help me out, I was going to do something that I hate doing. I was going to pull the C card. Even though I'm lucky enough to be in remission. And I hate when people do it. And I was tempted to say, hey, you're going to do this to a senior that's suffering from the big C? Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Too many people throw out an ailment. And I hate people that do it. But I almost did. It's bad enough the goddamn big pharma is screwing everybody over. In 1 month, my medication went up $100. $101.03 to be exact. For the same fucking medication. I guess one of the CEOs of one of the big pharma companies needed a new yacht. The same shit that I've been on. Not new and improved. $101.03. Bingo. Oh, with no explanation. Just jack the price. And that's for one medication. God forbid the other big pharmacy company decides, oh, wait a minute. Big Pharma A screwed him. It's our turn to screw him. You gotta watch every penny. Nobody's looking out for you except you. So write a note. If you haven't checked your contract, you haven't gone with, a new supplier, get on the website, go down the list, and check it 2 or 3 times to make sure you're getting the best deal. Because if you end up like me in a rollover, they're going to roll you over at the highest rate that they can grab out of your fucking wallet. I saw that $9. First of all, I saw the bill. I thought, whoa! I came in, I grabbed the vulture by the neck. I said, "You've been fucking with my thermostat at night?" While he was gagging, he was like, "No." And then I saw the rate. I was like, $9. Last month it was $3. Because I was in that expired contract gray area. And had I not caught it, I'd have been stuck with it for a year. So if you have not updated, do it now. Do it before they roll you into this gray area, because they're going to stick you at the highest rate they can stick you. Oh, when I opened that gas bill, my asshole puckered so tight I figured, oh my God, I'm going to need 7 proctologists to stretch it back out. And the first thing I did was look at the thermostat. I said, somebody been messing with me? And like I say, I almost called thinking there's a gas leak. But the gas leak would have had to been on the inside of the house, past the meter, because the meter has to register the gas usage. These big companies do not care about you. The only thing they care about is their bottom line. And if they can increase their bottom line, they're going to do it by screwing the customer. Didn't I like this? So if you have not done your annual utility contract, find out when it expires. And if you've got a couple of months, you have to check these rates weekly, sometimes daily. because you might decide on a utility provider tomorrow, and if your contract doesn't expire until March, that rate is going to change. And 9 times out of 10, it isn't in your benefit. So you have to check that supplier constantly. Because otherwise, you're going to get it stuck in your ass. I think the only reason that they agreed to eat 50% of that bill was they knew what they did. And they've probably been fielding calls since people got their gas bill this month. Because I can guarantee I'm not the only one they screwed over. So I think once they realized that they fucked the wrong customer today, but I can't say they'll do it for everybody. And I would doubt that they did it for too many people. I think they knew they pissed off the wrong person. Because I was not polite to that girl. I feel sorry for you. I mean, I did apologize after it was all over with. But I came at her like a goddamn mountain lion with a thorn in its paw. And she knew I meant business. Like I say, I did apologize. But in the beginning, I think she wanted to get off that goddamn phone. I'm surprised she didn't hang up on me. I really am. Because I was a rotten bastard when she answered that phone. Because I was pissed off. And she knew it. And it was amazing. They come up with a rate that was lower than the lowest rate that was on the chart. So they know they got some wiggle room. Because the lowest rate was $3.10 for a fixed. Now the variables, there were some cheap variables. There was one that was like $1.59. But then next month it could go up to $10.05. That's the problem with a variable. So don't even look at a variable. Look at the fixed rates. And like I say, the lowest one, and there's like 50, 60 goddamn suppliers out of everywhere. This outfit is out of Texas. And you know, they're not pumping natural gas from Texas to my house. I'm getting my gas from the covered bridge or whatever the hell bridge they are. I got the same supplier. My gas comes through the same pipe from the same gas depot that it's come from since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. But this outfit's in Texas. And like I say, the lowest rate was $3.10. And I was going to go with that supplier until they come up at $3.01. I should have bitched for more. If they could do 301, they could have done 275, but I wasn't going to push my luck. It was amazing. They dropped, 9 cents, the snap of a finger. But they also knew that I knew every rate on that chart. Because I've been looking at that chart since like 7 o'clock this morning. And I called them like around 10. Because it was 9 o'clock Texas time. I allowed for the time change. I probably could have called, a little earlier, but I wanted to make sure somebody was in the office. And I told them outright, I've got a supplier that I'm ready to go with. And I guarantee they knew who it was. They got the same chart that I have. They were like, oh, we don't want him to go with that company, no. And it's amazing the difference between electric rate and gas rates. Because I've got a super electric rate through the company that I was going to go with at 310. Because this outfit out of Texas pissed me off. I really didn't want to give them another penny of my business. But since they came up at 301, which was 9 cents lower than the cheapest outfit on there for a fixed rate, I gave them my business again. But believe me, it's going to pain me to pay that fucking bill, knowing I'm dealing with a shyster outfit. And come the end of December, believe me, I'll be checking rates. Because if I can get out from underneath this thieving bastard outfit, I'm going to do it. I really don't want to give them another penny of my money. But they gave me a deal, and then they agreed to eat 50% of that bill. I was going to push for more. I didn't want to press my luck. Because the supervisor offered that right off the bat. Well, what if we take 50% off? So I got that in writing. And also, I've got the agreement that I'm going to get a new bill. So if I don't get the new bill within a week, believe me, I'll be back on the phone with that supervisor because she put her name on the email. And you know what I did to Sylvia? Oh, they don't want to deal with me. I left Sylvia 50 voicemails in one day, just for fun. I have to admit, fighting with Square Trade really made my month. I wasted a lot of paper printing out all their bullshit. But Sylvia learned the hard way. You don't fuck with Grumpy. Yeah, I clogged her voicemail. I left 50 voicemails in one day. I was having fun. I was surfing the net, watching court cases and stuff, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. I haven't called Sylvia. It's been 12 minutes. I call, leave another voicemail. And I watch another video. I'm like, gee, it's been 18 minutes since I called Sylvia. And I called Sylvia again and left another voicemail. 50. I had a little chart going. You know, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, /5. Oh, yeah, I had that. Finally, after the 50th voicemail, the next morning she called me. She said, please stop leaving voicemails. I said, well, let's get this claim handled already. And it was handled. And then they jammed the TV up my ass that I didn't want. But my great niece loves the TV. Yeah, my sister gave it to her for Christmas. So, my great niece is thoroughly enjoying the 58-inch Hisense TV. I guarantee the TV's bigger than she is. So it went to good use. I wasn't going to use it. Oh, no way. I wasn't going to. Matter of fact, I told my sister, I haven't even opened the box. So when you get home, you check it to make sure it's not cracked, no damage. Then seal it back up and put on there from Santa Grumpy. No, I didn't have my name on it. The TV stayed in the family. I think she's like 6 years old, 6 or 7. Can you imagine her bringing her friends in and go, look what Santa brought me? Big goddamn 58-inch TV set for a little kid. I think my sister hooked up her Xbox or PlayStation. That's got to be wild playing games on that TV. But yeah, I didn't want it. I didn't want it from day one. You don't force something on me. And that's what they did. Because I had the goddamn letter that said, we will be giving you 3 choices. And then the next day I get an email that said, we'll be shipping your 58-inch Hisense TV on Monday. I didn't choose that set. I even told them. I said, you know what? I'm going with a smaller TV at a lower price. It didn't faze them. They said, well, you know, you had a 58. Our contract says we have to ship you. It didn't say that nowhere. They just figured all this goddamn stock is sitting in the warehouse. We'll just get rid of one more. That's all it was. Overstock. And then they jammed it up my ass. Then after I had 3 proctologists extract it, it became a Christmas gift. And I'm enjoying my smaller 50-inch, made in Mexico by an American company, Samsung crystal display. Like I say, I keep saying it. I know you people are tired of fucking hearing it. When I turn that TV on every night, it amazes me. I don't know how they do it. That TV, if there's a waterfall scene on, I'm looking over the edge of the TV to see if there's water pouring out in my bedroom. That's how realistic that display is. I'm extremely happy with it. I hope I get more than 2.5 years. I did write the RCA. So far it's crickets. No response. And I told them, I says, at one time, you were the world leader in radios and television. You had the highest quality out of anybody. And now you've cheapened the RCA name by having them made in China. I said the founder of RCA is rolling in his casket. How they could destroy a company like that. But it's greed, people. That's what it boils down to. Greed. We have turned into a country of greed. We were a country of quality and pride in workmanship. Not no more. So I did my research. I didn't want a TV made in China. The TV made in China is out at my grandniece's bedroom. The TV that is made in Mexico by an American company, supervised by Americans, built to American standards, is in my bedroom. But you can't predict longevity anymore. Back in the day, you bought something, you knew it was going to last, as long as you didn't abuse it. Not today. We're a throwaway society. It's amazing how many television, flat screens, monitors, computers I see in the trash. It's sad. I'm one person. I can bitch and gripe and it don't go nowhere. So, once again, if you have not checked your contracts for your electric and gas supplier, do it first thing. Matter of fact, go online now. Apples to Apples. Goofy website. Yeah, gargle it. Apples to Apples. And then check your electric. Check your gas. Make sure it's a fixed rate. And then check the longevity. 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year. Check your contract. Is it going to have a penalty? If it does, how much? Some will say no penalty. Some will be $50. The highest one was $200. If you decide, after 3 or 4 months you're going to find somebody cheaper and you get out of the contract. Some will allow you to do it. with no fee. Like I say, you can't just go down the line and check a rate. You got to check how long. Is it fixed? Do you have a penalty if you cancel? And how much? It's rare to find one that'll do like 3 months, no penalty. But only look at the fixed rate, because I'll tell you what, the variable rates will catch your eye. And if you don't see variable and you decide to sign up with that one, you're screwed. Because, like I say, there was one, $1.75. I was like, oh, then I saw a variable. Yeah, it could be $1.75 for the first month, and then be $12 the next month. And like I say, for seniors, if you've got a magnifying program on your computer, blow that thing up, because the print is so goddamn tiny. Because you got to watch. But if you have not done it, and if you're not doing anything now, pull out your tablet, pull out your laptop, start searching. Because otherwise, they'll roll you over. Oh, yeah. They'll roll you over, all right. They'll roll you over on your face and pull the wallet out of your pants pocket. So do your research. Because you don't want to open a utility bill and get the shock of your life. And believe me, my asshole puckered when I opened that bill up and said, whoa. That's unheard of for a month's worth of gas. And if you don't catch it, oh, you'll be so buried in your goddamn utility bill. The only good thing is they can't shut it off in the winter. But believe me, comes like March 1st, they'll be cranking that goddamn shut-off in your front lawn. So take it from Grumpy. If you go in and check and see when your contract is up, and if it's up within a month or two, do your research. So that you don't get it stuck in your ass. Like I say, I felt sorry for that poor girl. She had every right to hang up on me. Because I came at her like goddamn herd of lions. I was not polite. I try not to swear. I think she learned some new words. And I would guarantee when she put me on hold, she told her supervisor, you better do something with this guy. We want to make him happy in a hurry. Because as soon as I said, what are we going to do about this bill? The supervisor immediately said, oh, we'll take care of 50%. So when I was on hold, there was a little powwow going. And that agent was like, oh, this guy, yeah. But I can guarantee they've been hearing it. Anybody that got their gas bills on Friday or Saturday was on the phone with them this morning. If they got their gas bill early, they were on the phone Friday. But see, I don't get my bill until after 4 o'clock. Although, I'm sure they were still open. I didn't want to ruin anybody's New Year. I waited. Actually, it took me that long to get over the shock of seeing that bill. They didn't care. It's not like, well, I can guarantee they noted on my bill, crab-ass old senior citizen, they just stick it to whoever. Like I say, on that rollover, they could have kept that at the same rate. But no. Oh, we threw you into variable. I've never been in a variable. Why would you put me in one now? Because we could stick it in your ass, Mr. Grumpy. We can hit you with the highest rate on the chart. Well, there were some that were higher. I cannot imagine somebody reading that chart going, oh, look at this. $13.09. I'll pick them. Yeah, right. So stay away from the variables, people. Only look at fixed rate. I don't want to have this conversation again. So if you're not going to check tonight, put a note on your mirror in your bathroom. So you first thing in the morning when you open your eyes, you go, oh, yeah, I have to sit down at my computer or my iPad, my laptop, and start researching utility rates. They don't make it easy. I think it's time to play our outro and say good evening for the... No! That's intro. I said outro. This tablet, got a mind of its own. No, we'll meet again tomorrow night. Put your notes on your mirrors, people. Please. Yes, friends, we will meet again tomorrow night, same station, maybe around the same time. I'm trying to keep it around the same time, but I'm old. I have to put a note up. Stream time And with that, I will meet you again tomorrow night. Whoa, what's going on here? Whoa, something just went haywire on my screen. Wow. I went to sign off, and all of a sudden the whole screen went blank. I was like, whoa, what happened? We will meet again tomorrow night. Have a wonderful evening from me and the bird. See ya.